Kyle Austin, Mike Griffith here at Spartan Stadium after Michigan State's 30-10 win over Central Michigan. And Mike, was this good enough? Was this a good win for them, or are you the more to be desired?
I think it's kind of a mixed bag. Anytime you get a win, it's good, and you're number 2 in the country. Even the 30-point streak, somehow they pull that out. Now that's, I think, 12 games in a row they've scored 30 or more. It's the most in the country. But for the people that were here, saw the whole game, I don't think they would leave saying, "Boy, that Michigan State looks like the second best team in the country." At the same time, though, Kyle, I think they saw some things that they could work on. They learned a little bit more about themselves. I think some guys got some playing time that needed playing time. We saw R.J. Calhoun. I think he made some progress at cornerback. Darian Hicks stepped up and played well. We saw Gerald Holmes kind of evolve a little bit. So there were some good things that come out of it. And at the end of the day, it's a 20-point win, and they should hold their spot. But they also lost a player today. We saw an injury to Jack Conklin. We don't know how long he's going to be out. R.J. Williamson went out, a very key figure in the secondary. So if those guys that are injured aren't hurt long term, then I think this is a very good win.
I think Michigan State fans maybe have gotten a little bit spoiled.
Sure.
I mean, there was a time in the not-so-distant past that they were losing this team to Central Michigan here. So I think it's important to remember where they are in the season. You look at Ohio State last year. Did anyone think at this point in the year that they were going to be doing what they're doing? You're right. They're using a lot of young guys. A lot of guys are playing a lot more playing time than last year, and they're going to get better. And that's the thing. I think this coaching staff has shown enough that they can develop guys that, they didn't play well enough today to probably beat Ohio State, but that's not to say that they can't improve enough to that point.
Well, they weren't schemed to beat Ohio State. I think Mark D'Antonio and his staff are very careful with how they plan, and they really don't take any undue risks. Right. It's all about winning, as Coach D'Antonio pointed out when he was on that 2002 national championship team. That team didn't blow a lot of people out, and certainly this team doesn't seem like it's going to either unless they start running the ball better. D'Antonio is absolutely insistent that Michigan State run the ball better, and that's why when you look at the statistics, you'll see Michigan State was outgained for the second game in a row, and yet they were able to win the game with a pretty comfortable margin. One thing that was good, I think, was Michigan State showed that they could finish in the fourth quarter. Central had closed to 17-10, and as Mark D'Antonio said, he wanted himself, okay, here we go. And he learned a little something about his football team, and his team kind of rallied together and pulled away.
Kind of been the opposite of the other closer than expected wins. Go out to the big lead and let them creep back. Obviously, they had a big fumble recovery late that R.J. Calhoun forced. So I think they're happy with the way it ended. I mean, their message afterwards that there's no easy games. That was what Mark D'Antonio kept saying. So that's what he says to us. I'd be curious to see what he's saying in the
Oh no, I think he, talking to the players, I think Michigan State players know that. I think they know that they're going to get everybody's best shot, and it's a little bit different, as we talked about, from being the underdog, and now Michigan State is playing as a favorite. I guess if there's one area to me that I think needs to kind of be addressed, or there needs to be a comfort zone, is I think Connor Cook needs to throw the ball more. And I understand that Mark D'Antonio wants the run game there, and believe me, needs to have a run game in order to win the national championship. You can't rely on the pass game. But when you've got a guy with Connor Cook's talent at quarterback, and I just feel like Connor plays better when he gets into a rhythm, I think there needs to be some sort of compromise in there. Because I think Connor Cook, he didn't say it, but I think he needs to throw the ball more. I think he wants to throw the ball more.
Well, I think if they're going to do either one of those things, they're going to need a little bit better offensive line play. I think that's a big question now. They already lost the right tackle in Cody Keeler for at least a couple more weeks. Jack Conklin left today. We didn't hear anything about how he could look.
D'Antonio wouldn't address that, no.
And you know what? To me, that's a pretty significant drop-off between number one and number two. Particularly
left tackle, it sure is.
A lot more so than other guys. We've seen some other guys be able to step in and really plug holes and seem just as good as the guy in front of him. I don't think that's going to be the case at left tackle.
And we need to see Connor Cook make more plays. Connor had an 11-yard run today, and when he took off and he was being pursued, I was reminded just how fast Connor Cook is. Connor Cook is a very capable runner, and I know he doesn't want to make his living running. He wants to obviously protect his legs. It's a long season. But if Conklin's out, we may see more of Connor Cook on the run, having to do more playmaking. So far, he has not thrown the ball well off the run this year.
All right, well, that'll do it for today after Michigan State's 30-10 win over Central Michigan. And we'll see you on Tuesday when we're talking about Purdue.
Sure.